Have you ever met someone and instantly felt connected to them? Like you have known them forever, even though you just met? Or maybe the opposite. You meet someone and suddenly they trigger emotions in you so deeply that you can't even explain it logically. Why does this happen? Is it just psychology, coincidence, chemistry? Or could there be something deeper happening on a soul level? Today, let's talk about why certain people change our lives so deeply. And honestly, this topic explains so much about human relationships. Hi, my name is Anita Arun and I'm an Akashic record reader. Welcome back. In the last video, we spoke about the soul journey and the idea that life may not be completely random. And today, I want to continue that conversation through something every single one of us experiences. People. Because at the end of the day, people shape our lives more than almost anything else. Some people heal us, some hurt us, some awaken us, some challenge us, some completely change who we are. And sometimes the strangest part is the strongest connections are not always the longest ones. Some people stay in our lives for only a short time but leave permanent emotional impact. Why? Why some people feel instantly familiar? Let's start with something many people experience but rarely talk about openly. Instant familiarity. Have you ever met someone and felt strangely comfortable around them immediately? Conversations flow naturally. Silence feels comfortable. There's trust without explanation. Sometimes it feels like, how do I feel this connected so quickly? Spiritual traditions often believe that some souls have met before across different lifetimes or soul experiences. Now, whether you take that literally or symbolically, the feeling itself is very real. Some people feel familiar because their energy feels familiar to us. And honestly, I think almost everyone has experienced this at least once. Sometimes it's a friend, sometimes a partner, sometimes even a teacher or a mentor. You just feel this connection feels deeper somehow. Now, I want you to think about someone like that in your own life. Someone you connected with instantly. What was different about that connection? How did you feel around them? Safe? Seen? Understood? Comfortable? Sometimes these connections become major turning points in our soul journey. Not all soul connections feel good. Now here's something important. Not every deep soul connection feels peaceful. Some people trigger us deeply, and those relationships are often the most confusing. You think about them constantly, they affect your emotions deeply, they bring out insecurities, fear, anger, or pain you didn't even know existed. And spiritually, some teachings believe these people may also play important roles in our growth. Because not everyone comes into our life to comfort us. Some people come to awaken us. Some teach boundaries. Some teach self-worth. Some force us to stop abandoning ourselves. Some expose wounds we have been ignoring for years. And honestly, sometimes the people who hurt us the most also change us the most. That doesn't make harmful behavior okay, but it does mean growth can come through difficult experiences too. Now explore the villain idea. Let me try to explain this differently. Think about movies. The hero usually grows because of challenges, right? Without challenge, there's no transformation. Now imagine life the same way. What if some people play difficult roles in our life because our soul needed certain lessons? And this is where spirituality becomes emotional and uncomfortable sometimes. Because maybe the villain in our story was not only there to hurt you, maybe they were also part of your growth. Maybe heartbreak taught you self-respect. Maybe betrayal taught boundaries. Maybe rejection pushed you towards your real path. Maybe loneliness forced you to finally connect with yourself. Sometimes pain changes the direction of our life completely. Think about this honestly for a moment. Can you think of one difficult person who changed your life in some way? Maybe not positively at the time, but eventually they changed how you see yourself, relationships, or life itself. Most of us can. And those experiences often become major emotional turning points. So what is a soul family? Let's go a little deeper. Many spiritual traditions believe we travel in groups of souls. This is often called a soul family, not necessarily the blood family. Soul family can include friends, partners, teachers, children, mentors, or even people who challenge us deeply. The idea is that souls help each other grow through different experiences. And in different lifetimes or phases of life, roles may change. Someone who is your child in one experience may be your parent in another. Someone supportive in one chapter may challenge you in another. Because the soul's focus is growth and learning. And honestly, when you look at life this way, relationships begin making more sense emotionally. So why do some connections end? Let's talk about something painful. Why do some meaningful connections end? This is one of the hardest things emotionally. Because we often think, if a connection was real, why didn't it last forever? But spiritually, some people believe not every soul connection is meant to stay permanently. Some people are in our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And temporary does not mean unimportant. Some people come into our lives only to help us become a different version of ourselves. And after that, their role is complete. I know that can feel heartbreaking sometimes. But many temporary connections still leave lifelong impact. So, this spiritual growth through relationships, what is that? Honestly, relationships are one of the biggest ways we grow spiritually. Because People mirror parts of us constantly. They reflect our fears, our wounds, our insecurities, our love, healing, and our patterns. And this is why relationships can feel so emotionally intense. Sometimes another person activates parts of us we didn't even know existed. And through those experiences, we slowly understand ourselves more deeply. So, maybe certain people enter our lives for deeper lessons than we realize. Maybe some connections are helping us grow, heal, awaken, or transform. And maybe even difficult relationships can carry meaning within our soul journey. In the next videos, we're going to go deeper into karma, soul families, repeated patterns, soul contracts, and eventually Akashic records. And we'll keep talking about all of it in simple human language. If this video connected with you, I'd love to know in the comments. Have you ever met someone who changed your life deeply? Even if they didn't change, even if they didn't stay forever. Let me know. And thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.